we will work with what we've got. Cool. Use my chair. Use chair. All right. Yeah. This is cool, huh? Maybe. Nah, that looks kind of lame. Can't even read that. It's back. Oh, well, we'll push it. Welcome back to Kinetic News. I'm not Ron Burgundy. My name's Bailey. So we've got a ton of updates this week. New membership tiers, new courses, a new YouTube channel, and some powerful conversations on the podcast both last week, and some exciting new guests coming up in the coming weeks. So let's get into it. Membership tiers. This is a big update that we've been working on and working towards for months now, and it's finally live. So a huge thank you to everybody that helped get us off the ground, our friends, our family members, the people that have helped us get kind of 0 to 60, if you will, on this platform created. Now, as of last week, and they're live this week, we've officially launched 3 Kinetic membership tiers. So within the community here housed on Skool, there is the standard tier, a premium tier, and a VIP tier now. And a quick breakdown of what those all entail. So standard tier, you get community access. So it's really the community itself is a place to share tips and tricks, motivation, accountability, everything like that, where we can all learn together and share. Really just a big place where we can all collaborate and communicate and discuss topics on anything fitness, sports, outdoor sports, recreation, psychology, sports psychology, nutrition, supplements, mindset stuff, any of the nuts and bolts that go into living the life that we want to live actively, athletically. That's kind of the things that we promote discussion on and help each other with here in the community. So you guys already know that because you're already here. If you're watching this on YouTube, that's what we're all about. So also you'll get access to the 7-day energy reset, which is a great place to start if you're just getting moving again, or if you're trying to get in tune with your body and figure out what you need, whether it be fueling or movement or mobility or mindset. It's kind of a good place to start. 7-day challenge, and it really sets a good baseline. So that's available as well at that $7 a month tier. Moving up to the premium tier, $39 a month. That gets you everything in standard, so full access to the community itself, plus full access to all of the programs and courses inside the classroom, with the exception of a big course that'll be coming, a big program that'll be coming soon that I'll talk about later in this episode. And then on top of that, we have a VIP tier. If you want that live access to support and guidance from our team here at Kinetic, that VIP tier is what that unlocks for you, as well as with the podcast. Another cool thing we're doing with the podcast is we want to offer our VIP tier members the ability to come on live when we do those podcast recordings. So when we have exciting guests on, whether it be pro athletes, neuroscientists, coaches, nurses, physical therapists, experts in their field, or even just other rad individuals that have cool stories that we want to share, we will announce ahead of time, like this, probably on Mondays in the news, who's coming on the podcast this week. That way you have a couple of days to prepare before Wednesday. And then, of course, everybody in the premium tier, or if you've unlocked the podcast recordings, you can watch the full unedited podcast. That's not new. Over in the classroom, we store all of the unedited full-length podcasts there in the classroom. Starting this week, we want to offer our VIP members the opportunity to come on live and attend our podcast recordings. And it'll be a webinar format, kind of the way that this is. But that way, if you want to join, and it'll be a way for you to kind of virtually meet our guests and also have the opportunity to ask them your own questions. Again, if you're on that VIP tier, you'll have a live access, not just to us, but also to our podcast guests when they come on and have conversations and chat with us. So this structure should give everyone a way to engage, from just casual athletes, if you just want an accountability group to be a part of and people to discuss and compare notes and learn together. It can be really hard to connect, especially social media these days. It used to be a really good tool for staying in touch with friends and meeting new people, and it has become just an attention grab and a source for just an onslaught of information and content, because we're spread all over the country. So what we're hoping to accomplish here with the community is that it can be a real place online where we can all get together, stay in touch, communicate, collaborate, learn together, hold each other accountable, and all achieve our fitness goals together, so that we can keep doing things like mountain biking and rock climbing, hiking, and adventures as long into our life as we possibly can. So that's what we're trying to accomplish here. And then with that, speaking of the classroom and other resources, I want to give a little bit of an update on some of the courses that we've reorganized in the classroom itself. So should be easier to dive into the training and education side. Some highlights on some courses that we have built out and have published now. Now, all of these will have video modules coming soon to accompany them, so they're priced lower. Anybody at the premium or VIP level will have access to all of the courses, but otherwise they're available. You can purchase them one time and have access to them infinitely if you would prefer to go about it that way. Again, we just want to make sure that these are accessible to as many people as possible, to anybody that wants them. So a few courses that we have built out now, we have, of course, we've got the 7 day energy reset is the first course we built, and that's that 7 day challenge. It's really easy to get started with. Also, we created an athletic nutrition simplified. So that 7 day reset has a bit of a nutrition challenge built into it. It's kind of hard rules to follow for 7 days, but really makes you feel the difference of what happens when you prioritize protein and prioritize whole single ingredient foods in your nutrition. And so what this athletic nutrition simplified, the fuel map course really simplifies how, not just as individuals that are healthy, but as athletes, how we utilize food and nutrition and supplementation as a tool and fuel our bodies for the activities that we want to be able to do. In the wide world of nutrition, it can get crazy. We try to do with this course is kind of simplify it down so you can pick and choose the pieces that you need that you can implement into your life and build better habits that makes it easy. We try, Allie and I don't count calories, we don't count macros, we don't really do a whole lot of crazy tracking, but over time, we've figured out what works for our bodies and what allows us to perform at our highest level. And that's what we try to break down into this functional fuel map course as well. So that is in the classroom, and it will have visual modules coming soon, but the actual text-based course material is there now. So if you want to run through that, it's available. Similarly, we've got a DIY personal sports specific training plan, but that course will take you through kind of how to craft your training plan that fits your lifestyle and fits your athletic goals. So in a sports specific way. So if you're a rock climber or an ultra runner or a mountain biker or even a cross country mountain biker versus a downhill mountain biker, your training that you need to do to keep your body in good enough shape to excel at those activities is going to look a little different. And then somebody who's, a full-time professional athlete that's trying to compete on the world stage versus somebody who has a full-time job, a family, kids, a busy life, but wants to be able to ride strong and actively and have fun on weekends at their best. All of those have different required levels of added strength and fitness training. So whether you have 3 hours a day or 15 minutes in the morning and 15 minutes in the evening, figuring out what is needed for you to perform at the level you desire in your sport. And then how can you fit that level of preparation and physical fitness, physical therapy into your week and kind of map that course takes you from a big, wide, big picture year view all the way down to what does your week look like. So again, kind of helping you find that custom solution in a DIY kind of way. Additionally, a couple series of courses that we have started as well. There's a mountain bike fitness and longevity course. So we're mountain bikers. That is my sport, my biggest focus currently. I've played a ton of sports over the course of my life, so I'm able to kind of dissect for our clients how do you train for this sport or that sport because I have such diverse athletic experience. Our current focus is mountain biking, and that is where I personally put my focus. So there's a lot of things that I've learned from my 6 or 7 years mountain biking so far that I've been able to have quite a bit of progression without any major injuries. And a lot of the training I do is injury prevention as well. So this course will really break down not just how to be stronger on the mountain bike and how to train to be a better mountain biker, but also how to train for longevity in that sport because it can be a pretty high risk, dangerous sport if you don't know how to carry yourself and how to prepare yourself and how to maintain your body. So it kind of goes into both the training side and the longevity side, both on and off the bike. So, and then as we go over time, this is the current course that's available is level 1. I have loosely planned all the way up to level 5. So that'll be a multi-series course, a multi-course series rather. Lastly, there is the injury prevention and pain management course series. So this series, of course, dives into each major body, I would say joint or body group. So shoulders, knees, hips, lower back, upper back, arms and hands and wrists, knees and ankles, or ankles and feet. So taking each of those body part groups and breaking down how to manage pain and maybe rehab if you have previous injuries in those areas. So I personally struggle a lot with my shoulder. I have old overuse injuries from when I was a gymnast. That's something that I manage every day. And so while there's things I do to rehab the old injury to manage the pain, the current pain, there's also stuff that I do to prevent further injury. Since I know it as a weak point, I want to continue to strengthen that so that I don't have further injuries in the future. So this course and these series of courses is going to break down a lot of the anatomy, try to make it as simple as possible, some of the common issues and common injuries and common pain points that you have in each of these areas. So breaking down, taking the shoulder, for example, if you have something going on, you can kind of start to self-diagnose and then start to give you some tools on ways that you can rehab that on your own and start to build the strength back. And in addition, ways that if you don't have a current issue with your shoulders, but you want to make sure that you don't have an issue in the future, tools, tips, and tricks for recovery, strengthening, and physical therapy, preemptive prehab, not just rehab, things that you can do to strengthen and prevent injuries in the future. So that course, that series of courses is going to be available soon as well with video modules and everything. But I believe shoulder and knee are out now, and the rest will be coming soon. So we did shoulder and knee first because those are probably the two most requested. Lower back will be next. So lower back pain management and injury prevention. And then we'll also have upper back, hip, foot and ankle, and then arm, wrist, and finger. We've definitely been working hard to get all of these courses out there, and there's definitely a lot available. So I wanted to get some feedback from you guys, and there'll be a poll here in the community. And if you're watching this on YouTube, maybe drop a comment about, if hypothetically speaking, if we deleted all of these courses I just talked about and could only keep one of these courses, which one would you want us to keep and why? Let us know whether that's something that you've used already, one of the courses that you've already gone through, or one that you're most excited to check out. If we literally got rid of all of them and only kept one, which one would it be? Speaking of the KinetiQ Fitness YouTube channel, so it's officially live, and that's where we've been dropping the podcast episodes every week for the last couple of weeks. So also coming up on the YouTube channel, we're going to start posting more weekly fitness tutorials, workouts, tips and tricks, things of that nature, more of the educational side, looking into the nuts and bolts behind the training we do, the nutrition we follow, the mindset tools we use, things like supplements. This first video that I'm putting out later this week goes into arm pump and muscle pump function. And we also have some workout walkthroughs and things coming. So anything you want to see, anything that you are interested in learning more about, let us know. And we will try to hopefully address all of the things that everybody is wanting to learn more about. That leads me into podcast. So speaking of the podcast, speaking of YouTube, last week on the podcast, we sat down with Pat Looney, who is a longtime friend of mine, really just bicycle enthusiast, bicycle expert. He's been in the industry for almost 20 years now. And we talk about his story where he raced downhill back in the old school days when it was a little more loose and rowdy. And then this year, I've seen him become happier and healthier and more fit than I've ever known him. And it's because of a few key, simple changes that he made earlier this year, and has just been able to stack, good habit after good habit after good habit. And now he's 8 months in and is happier and healthier than he has ever been in his life. We wanted to really sit down with him and figure out what all he did to achieve that, and then share that conversation and share some of those insights with you guys. So that is last week's episode 4 of the KinetiQ podcast. It is live on Spotify and YouTube. And then this week, we're going to sit down with our new friend, Will Zimmerman, who is a BMX rider turned downhill mountain biker who suffered a traumatic spinal injury and made a full recovery from it, which is remarkable. He rides tons to this day still. So we're interested to see, again, hear his story of the accident and what it took to recover and come back from that, both from a mindset standpoint and from a training and from a physical therapy standpoint. But what's super interesting about that is he was able to do it without any narcotics or prescription meds after he left the hospital. So he almost exclusively used THC and medical marijuana as a way to manage his pain healthily through his recovery process without having to rely on prescription meds, opioids, and kind of the gnarlier stuff that often gets prescribed after accidents like that. So I'm really excited to learn more about all of that in his story this week on Wednesday. So if that sounds interesting, feel free to either chime in live with us in the community, drop some questions for him. I'll make a post in the Q&A in the community asking for questions if anybody wants to hear some things about his story ahead of time. And then, of course, the full-length podcast episode will be live online will be available everywhere on Friday at noon. So keep an eye out for that. So lastly, the big project that is coming soon, the KinetiQ Method. It's a thing that Allie's been working on tirelessly for the last several weeks, especially alongside with our coaching clients and people that we're working with one-on-one right now to help develop this process and this method for really implementing all of the methodologies that we live by and that we teach to our clients. This is a way of packaging it and giving live support in a guided step-by-step program that helps you kind of build that structure, motivation, awareness, and everything you need to train smarter, recover better, and live stronger for life. So this is a really exciting program that I will be able to share a lot more details on next week, and especially in the coming weeks once it gets a little closer to being completed. If you are interested in that program and want to help us develop it and want to be on the beginning side of it and help get some live guidance from us here at KinetiQ, from our team, to kind of help you break down what exactly is needed to help you achieve your goals, feel free to send us a message or jump in the community and send either myself or Allie a DM there, and we'll help you get started with that. So that's it for this week. Thanks for watching. Tune in next week live on Skool or afterwards on YouTube on Monday at 12 o'clock. And we'll see you soon. Got a lot of editing to do. I ramble a lot. This is the part of the news here at the end where if you guys come join live, I say a couple of people are here. If you guys ever have any questions for us, feel free to jump into this session live. And after I give my updates, we can just chat about the things we're working on. Otherwise, stay hydrated, keep up the good work, stay active, go outside. It's really nice out. Even if it's cold, like, go outside. Your brain will thank you later. Yeah, man, how good is it? Whew.